turned the corner and I just seen a car in a ball of flame.
The Sequeira's family nightmare began last November in Piedmont. Their daughter Krista was riding in a Tesla Cybertruck with Surin and Jack when the vehicle rounded a curve and struck a tree. The impact occurred near the vehicle's low-voltage battery. When that system failed, many others failed with it. A friend arrived at the scene and tried to open the door from the outside. The Cybertruck uses electronic exterior buttons instead of physical handles. He presses them repeatedly, nothing happens. There was no handle to grab, no mechanical fallback. Inside the vehicle, the situation was the same. The doors rely on electronic buttons rather than traditional levers. With the system offline, the occupants were trapped. After striking the window multiple times with a branch, the friend finally broke the glass. By then, the fire had already spread. Autopsies later showed that none of the victims died from the crash itself. They died from suffocation after being unable to escape. At the end, the focus fell on Tesla.
I have my concerns about this. So basically how this works is there's a little button right here that's indented. You press that button, and when it's unlocked, it sort of pushes it out maybe 2 inches. Then you grab in here and open the whole door.
When a car crashes, the danger isn't always the impact. Sometimes it's what happens after, when the vehicle survives, but the door don't work. Over the past few years, automakers have steadily replaced mechanical doors handles with electronic system designs for style, efficiency, and cleaner designs. What hasn't been fully tested is how those system behaves when a power is lost. This investigation into the electronic door epidemic shows that while Tesla has drawn the most attention, the problem is spreading quietly across the entire auto industry.
When you push this button, it sends a signal to the 12-volt battery to say, okay, pop the door open. Now, if you have no 12-volt power, the first thing you're gonna do is push this button over and over again. You're gonna start freaking out and realize this thing isn't working. In my opinion, this isn't terribly obvious that this opens the door. This is not a physical lever. This does not pull a cable. The actual way that you open a Tesla is you use this unmarked square right here. That's how you open it.
Is that the same on every model of Tesla?
It is not the same.
What if you're in the back seat?
Now, the back seat is the scary part.
As more manufacturers adopt these designs, they also inherit the same points of failure. Between 2023 and 2024, federal complaints involving electronic door malfunction increased by more than 60%. What once appeared to be isolated incidents are now forming a pattern. Volkswagen ID4 show how electronic doors can fail in different ways. In 2024, the company recalled nearly 100,000 vehicles after discovering that moisture can enter the electronic door handles. Water exposure can send false signals, causing the door to unlatch while the vehicle was moving. The same issue could also disable the handles entirely. In a crash, a door might open unexpectedly or refuse to open at all. Both outcomes stems from the same dependency on powered system. Ford Mustang Mach-E uses a button-only door design similar to Tesla's. In early 2025, Ford recalled around 200,000 vehicles due to a software issue tied to the 12-volt battery. When the battery levels drop, the rear door could enter a deadlock state. In Los Angeles, one family reported that their 9-month-old infant was trapped inside a Mach-E for nearly 1 hour. The parents stood outside, unable to open the door. Inside, the electronic latches did not respond. The vehicle had not crashed, but it had become sealed. Rivian approached the problem differently. In newer R1 models, the company reduced visibility hardware by concealing the rear manual door releases. Front passengers have a lever. Rear passengers must locate a hidden cord behind the interior trim. Safety advocates have questioned whether a child or any passenger under stress would find and use that release in time. Some owners have modified their vehicles themselves, adding visible cords or drilling access points to make the mechanism easier to reach. Fisker's Ocean SUV became an example of how small tolerance can create large risks. The vehicle's flush door handles were manufactured slightly oversized. In some cases, they stuck inside the door frame and failed to deploy. During inspection, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration found that the handles could remain recessed even when a door needed to be opened. The issue is not limited in North America. In October 2025, a Xiaomi SU7 crashed in Chengdu, China, and caught fire. Bystanders rushed to help, but the electronic door handles locked on impact. Videos from the scene showed people pulling on the doors without success. Firefighters eventually cut the door wide open using power tools. The driver did not survive. The incident prompted Chinese regulators to consider banning flush handles unless they include a mechanical exterior override. All across these vehicles, the problem is not unfamiliar technology. It is human behavior. In emergencies, people rely on instinct. They look for a handle and pull. They do not search for hidden tabs, remove the trim panels, or diagnose electronic failures. Current crashes tests focus on surviving the impact. Far less attention is given to whether occupants can escape afterward. As vehicles continue to evolve into computers on wheels, basic exit mechanisms are becoming increasingly complex. And when those systems fail, the consequences are immediate. The technology is advancing faster than the rules that govern it. The result is a growing gap between surviving a crash and surviving what comes next.